Sinahi magazine for the blind.
So today we'll do a lesson all about words like my, mine, your, yours, okay? And these are called in English possessive adjectives and pronouns. I'll start with an example. I have a new car. It's my car. My here is the possessive adjective. And a possessive adjective describes who owns something, the owner of something. We use possessive adjectives when we want to show that somebody in particular owns something. Like in this example, I have a new car. It's my car. I own the car. I have it. This is the first possessive adjective, my. It refers to I or me. Your is the second possessive adjective for one person. Okay? Example, you have a pen. It's your pen. Here I'm showing that the pen belongs to you, to the listener, one listener. His is the possessive adjective that we use with a female person. This is his house. The house belongs to him. He owns, he possesses the house. Her is the possessive adjective for a female person. It's her ring. It's her ring. This means that the ring belongs to a girl, to a lady. It's for neuter. Okay, remember what do we mean by neuter? We did it the other day when we learned personal pronouns, if you still remember that. Neuter, we mean by neuter, neither female nor male. Okay, and it's for objects and animals. Where's the dog's food? Its food is in the kitchen, for example, in the fridge. Okay, its food. We mean by its food, the food of the dog, that the food belongs to the animal, the dog. For the first person plural, we use our. We have a new sofa. It's our sofa. And here, when we are talking about a group of people, including the speaker, it's our sofa. The sofa belongs to us. We have it. Your is the possessive adjective for the second person plural. And there, which is the last possessive adjective. Use it with the third person plural. There. I'm talking about a group of people, but here the speaker is not included without the speaker. Now, there's something important you need to keep in mind, and this is related to the possessive adjectives your, its, and their. You notice that the pronunciation of these three possessive adjectives is like the pronunciation of your, its, the contractions of the verb to be, okay, and their, the adverb of place, okay. So here you have to be careful, and this is particularly important when we're writing, because when we speak, they have the same pronunciation. For example, your, the possessive adjective your, and the contraction of the verb to be you are, your. They are the same. However, we spell them differently. I mean, when we write them in different ways. Your, the possessive adjective, is spelled Y-O-U-R. There's no apostrophe. However, your, the contraction of the verb to be with the second person singular and plural, when we write it, we should get an apostrophe, okay? We get an apostrophe. We should put an apostrophe, and the apostrophe is that little line at the top between the letters U and R. Okay, this is one thing. The other thing is related to the possessive adjective its, which we use for neuter, okay, singular things. This one, it's also pronounced the very same way as we pronounce the contraction of the verb to be with the third person singular it. It is pronounced in its contracted form, its. The very same way as we pronounce the possessive adjective its. However, when we write the contraction of the verb to be with the third person singular it, we get, again, an apostrophe between the letters T and S, and it is therefore spelled IT apostrophe S. Its, on the other hand, the possessive adjective, it is spelled one word and there's no apostrophe in between the T and S, okay? There's no apostrophe between the letters T and S. It is spelled I-T-S, its. There's an exception with its, the possessive adjective its. We said we use it with singular things, this means objects, and animals. But if the animal is a family pet, here we use one or the other. I mean, either his or her. For example, I'm talking about the food of the dog, and the dog is a family pet. Instead of saying its food, if it is a male dog, I use his. If it is a female dog, I use her food. It depends on the gender of the animal. Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
There, which is the possessive adjective we use with a group of people, but it doesn't include the speaker, or we use it also for neuter, group of things or animals. There, you notice the pronunciation, it's like there, T-H-E-R-E, the adverb of place. But they are spelled differently. They are pronounced the same way, and we spell them differently. So this is very important when we write. Just be careful. In fact, this is a common mistake, and it is a very big mistake that many English learners make. So their house is big. This is the possessive adjective, and we spell it T-H-E-I-R. I'll go there this afternoon, and there here is the adverb of place, T-H-E-R-E. We call it an adverb of place because it replaces the name of a place. It can be, I'll be in, I don't know, in the cinema, okay, this afternoon, okay? So you notice that we use these possessive adjectives with nouns. We don't use them alone. We add a noun to the possessive adjective. This means we place the possessive adjective before the noun. And this is how the English grammar works. Adjectives always come before nouns. We say my book, and notice here that my precedes, okay, book. My comes before the noun book. Again, we always put the possessive adjective before the noun. Clear?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. My job. I said in English, possessive adjectives they agree with the person who owns something. Okay, the person who owns the thing. This means they don't agree with the noun. I'll give you an example to make things clearer. Jane gave me some keys. I lost her keys. Let's focus on the second part of on the second sentence. I lost her keys. Here we use her because, as I said, possessive adjectives agree with the name, with the person who owns the thing, and not with the noun. Here the noun is keys, and her is a female singular possessive adjective. So here we don't say, I lost her keys, because, as I said, there's an agreement between the possessive adjective her and the name of the person who owns the keys, and in this case is Jane. Jane, the keys belongs to whom? The keys belong, to whom? They belong to Jane. Okay? So here we use her. We don't say hers. We don't add an S. Okay? Agreement means if the name, of the person is a singular noun, the possessive adjective should be in a singular form. If we have more than one person, a plural noun, then the possessive adjective should be in the plural form. So her here, we don't add S because keys is in the plural form. No, this is not correct. The correct one is her because there's an agreement. We are talking about Jane. We are not talking about the keys. The keys are the thing that Jane possesses. So the possessor here, the owner, the one who owns the keys is Jane. Therefore, the correct possessive adjective to use is her. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Clear.
teacher.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Okay, now I'll give you an exercise just to check that you understand how we use these possessive adjectives. But before I'll recap the lesson, I'll sum up the lesson. This means I'm going to mention the main points of our lesson. In fact, I intended to do the possessive pronouns today as well, but because I had something urgent that forced me to leave the meeting, we are not going to take the second part of the lesson. So today we dealt with the adjective of possession, the possessive adjectives, and these are words like my, your, our, his, her. And we mentioned that we use these words to describe who owns something, that something is owned by somebody. In other words, if I say, for example, I have a new house, it's my house. This means that the house belongs to me. I own it. I don't share it with anybody else. Maybe there are people living with me in the house, but it is mine. It's my house. Then we saw an exception with its, the possessive adjective its, which we use for neuter things and animals. We said that if the animal is part of the family, we use his or her. Depends on the gender of the animal. And I draw your attention to the confusion you may fall in concerning the possessive adjective your, and the contraction of the verb to be with the second person singular and plural of the verb to be. As I said, we said your, the adjective, is not written with an apostrophe, and it's the same with its, which we use for singular things and animals. And with that, you have to be careful not to confuse it with the adverb of place. Okay, that's it. It's a short lesson. I think it's an easy lesson, isn't it?
Yes, it's
Is it
very
easy?
easy.
Difficult?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very easy.
Not yet.
Good. Now time
Yes,
to
teacher.
practice. Now I'm gonna check if that was easy or not.
Miss, for Ronak, it's very difficult.
For me, it's easy.
Well, not
Yeah.
easy, not yet.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. David hates ... new work. Put the right possessive pronoun.
Can you repeat
Just
it?
a second. David hates ... new work.
Teacher,
Okay.
Yes.
his
Can I say?
Yeah,
No.
just a second.
She is talking to me. With me.
Okay, sorry.
His
Okay.
new work.
Jean, what did you say?
His new work.
The work belongs to David, so we
His
use
work.
his.
Yeah, his work.
Good. Good. Thank you, Gilan.
Anytime.
The second sentence for Susie. So here, I'm not going to do it like I did it with Gilan. You have to replace the subject pronoun with the correct possessive adjective. I, friend, is going to the cinema.
My friend.
Perfect. Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Alan,
Okay.
okay, you do the same. You replace the subject with the correct possessive adjective.
Okay, it's very easy. I can
Okay.
answer.
Okay. Just a sec. What time, okay, does we train arrive? What time does
Hour.
our?
I think. Yeah.
It's wrong.
Oh no. Yes.
No, it's correct. I'm just joking because you were confident when you said it's easy. I can. Okay. Thank you. Perfect.
Welcome.
Shirin?
Yes, I'm here.
She house is big. She house is big.
Can you repeat it again, Miss?
Yeah. You have to replace the subject pronoun with the right possessive adjective.
Yes,
The sentence is, I almost said the answer. Okay. The sentence is, she house is big. She house is big.
Her house is big. Her house. Yes.
Nice. Sumaya too.
Okay.
Okay. I went to the library with you brothers. You brothers. I went to the what?
With what?
You brothers.
With your brothers.
Perfect. Good. Burhan, come along.
Yes.
I'm talking about an animal. Okay?
Okay.
Just a second. Its house. I gave you the answer. It's okay. He house is clean. He
It's house.
its house.
Repeat.
His. Good. And here it's clear that I'm talking about a family pet. Okay. Okay. Thank you,
نعم.
Burhan. Heavy. Shajan.
Yes, I'm here, Miss.
We don't know he father. We don't know he
His father.
Good. Showing me that you've understood. Ronak,
Yes.
Jane does not like
You know.
they new car.
Yes.
Jane does not like they new car.
Please repeat.
Jane
Yeah.
does not. Okay. Jane likes they new car.
They. There.
Yes, that's it. Jane likes their new car because the car belongs to Jane's family.
Yes.
Passar.
Yes, I am here.
Mm-hmm. It is I pen. It is I pen.
It is I pen.
Yes. Replace the subject with the correct possessive adjective.
My pen.
Aha, good. It is my pen. Good, Passa.
It
Thank
is
you.
my
I'm doing
pen.
it. Yeah, you
Okay.
did a nice job. Did you understand now? Any questions?
Sinahi magazine for the blind.